Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Twitch. Good morning on this 09.25.2023. Current time is 05:41 a.m. Eastern Time here in Upstate New York, southern tier of Upstate New York, where I live and reside. This Monday morning start of a new week, and we're in the red, but it says we're excellent. Rich Roberts, Fireman Rich here on the Twitch, Fireman Rich over there on Truth Social, Instagram Threads, and X, formerly known as Twitter, along with several other fine social media networks. We're getting our day started. Positive start to the day. Hashtag positive start to the day. Hashtag PSTTD. Along with the morning coffee here, which is tasting mighty fine. I would say good morning to our good friend over there in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, saying good morning to New York, Thamer, and our good friend up there in Vancouver, Canada. And you notice how I didn't say Vancouver, Canada, Mr. Twix. Jeeves, long time no see, buddy. You must have been busy. I haven't seen you in a while. And Thamer says retirement. Oh, don't even ask the question, Thamer. It's fantastic. I am. No, both thumbs up, dude. No problems. No problems whatsoever. Jeeves has been busy and took a. Oh, okay. That's good. No, it's. I've been saying that from day one, man. I have not. I did hear a little bit of a blurb that I must be crazy. I can't handle my retirement. Let's just say those idiots don't know what they're talking about, dude. Okay. It's just if you've been coming into this broadcast, you know how I've been and stuff like that. So people that haven't and just speculating, they're a bunch of. I'll just say it flat out. They're a bunch of shits. Okay. I'll just leave it at that. Okay. So I'm glad that you're here, Thamer. Good to see you here. Did you see the interview from the Prince, the Crown Prince there? Oh man, I like that guy. Oh my God, he did the whole interview with Brett Baer in English. I watched it. I was glued to the TV, man. Whoo, there's some things going on over there in the kingdom. So my hat's off to him as far as, because there's a lot of Americans that look at him as the thing of it is, it's just anywhere. People won't know until they actually see, okay? You can't speculate, okay, to tie on that. Yeah, Brett Baer did a great job. It's Brett Baer, not Fox. Fox is a good platform. It's okay. I watch it. It's not as wonky as the other two cable networks and stuff like that. But Brett Baer, he's a great guy. I've known him from the early days when he was just a little guy on that channel and stuff. I actually emailed him. I had email conversations with him. He's a great guy. Very, very genuine. And Jeeves, you have to know yeah. It's the same thing with those people talking about my retirement. They don't know squat. My retirement's going very good. Knock on wood, nothing's perfect and stuff like that, but it's all but yeah, that interview, just to comment on that, I was very impressed. I like what he said about the relations, and there's a lot of Americans here in the United States, I can say firsthand, because I live in this freaking country. I know it firsthand. I'm not speculating from afar, having been not even stepped in the country in over 10 years. You can only you got to have firsthand boots on the sand, so to speak. That the comment that the Crown Prince said about the relations between Saudi Arabia and Israel, very positive, my friend, very positive. It goes to show the Abrams Accord when President Trump was in office, and he should have got more credit than they don't give him any credit for that. That was a foundation, and it's going. And oh, look at this! They're coming out of the frickin' woodwork. Good morning, Chris Technician. Oh, you guys must have heard me yesterday, huh? Yeah, as far as I know, Chris was popping in and out of my broadcast yesterday when I was broadcasting music and stuff. You didn't comment though, Chris. That's okay. No, no, no. I'm just glad to see you guys that you're doing okay as far as that goes, and I don't wish anybody any ill will and stuff like that. But again, Thamer, I think the Crown Prince, very good guy. Yeah, I just hope he stays that thing. I think it's evident, and my takeaway is that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is definitely they want to be a foundation of peace and prosperity over there in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and its neighbors, Israel included, which that's a good thing. They did have an interview the next day with the Prime Minister of Israel, Netanyahu, or whatever. I can't pronounce his name, but he had very good comments concerning the Crown Prince. So that right there is encouraging. Oh my God, that's near historic as far as. But we're focused on the trivial bullshit. Okay. As such, oh, he can't handle retirement. He's gone off the rocker. He's crazy. Nah. There's more important things, and that's important. And so I raised my cup to the Crown Prince of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and Jeeves, and it's good to see Jeeves and Chris. Glad to have you here. You've been absent a little bit, but that's I'm more concerned when you don't see somebody online for a while. You wonder if everything's okay as far as that goes. And such was the case yesterday. I was on. Well, I did some things with Restream this weekend. I broadcast the Lord of the Rings online. I have to pay for X to comment on there. If peace are made, the security of the region will be at top. Yeah, and the security, and that filters around the world. It's security around the world also. That's the bigger picture, Thamer. So, yeah, I believe that. Peace, it's always a good thing. And what's this, Chris? If I have to pay for X to comment on there? No. That's this payment thing for X for the lower ones. See, there's been some talk. I commented in last week's show. If you guys were here, it's just he's just floating that idea. I don't think he's going to go, or else he's going to lose some major people and stuff like that. Now, I made a comment, and I posted up X will be free. I don't think they'll have a subscription fee unless he waters it down some more. That's a possibility. Time will tell. I think currently no, because I posted up the article when that first was coming about last week, and I have a friend that's down in Tennessee that's very knowledgeable, very, very knowledgeable. I worked as a administrator for him back in the day on a game I used to play back in the 80s, and he told me, no, this guy's a big hockey guy and stuff like that. So he said no. So I'm taking his word. I'm following his word because he's pretty connected and stuff. So even though Elon might be floating the idea, I'm not too happy with the blue X. Check mark. You got to to be verified and stuff. I don't know. I'm not going to pay $8. I meant if you want to comment on the live stream and X, no, you don't have to be subscribed. I don't know where you're getting that crap. I posted on there for nothing. I posted good morning to you guys when you were there, and no, it's all free. I don't know where you're getting that from. Test the waters, dude. Jeez, don't take everything for what it is. You get people just throw that out there just for kicks and giggles. Twitter is still free, like Thamber said. It's still free, and I'm surprised you nabbed onto that one, Chris. I've seen some reposts and stuff like that. If you can't comment, you can't repost that. It goes hand in hand. What Elon Musk is asking about, or he's floating the idea, as a subscription fee, not a pay for post. I don't know. I have yet to see something. If you know something different, let me know. Like I said, I only know that he's talking about a nominal fee, which it doesn't matter if it's 1 penny. It's all the other services are free. Twitter or X should be the same way. So I'm done with that. We'll see what happens and stuff. I do know if it does go to a subscription service as far as that goes, because Hootsuite, I used to use Hootsuite. I loved Hootsuite. Oh God, that and TweetDeck. I used those two platforms like it was going out of style. And you got to be, you have to pay to, you got to be a blue checkmark person, $8 a month to use those services. He does. He has to pay the. He has to pay for the electric and the rent of the headquarters here in San Francisco and stuff. Okay, so he's making okay, and there's the advertisements. We got through the advertisements with no problem, but it's just he goes to a paid subscription for a nominal fee, even if it's $1 a month. I said screw that. And so yesterday, Saturday, we did I did restream broadcasting Lord of the Rings Online. It went pretty good. The little rendering thing I noticed using that platform, so I like OBS. OBS is fantastic. OBS, it rocks my world as far as that goes. Especially now that I have an updated computer system and stuff, because it was commented yesterday. I was on, another person that uses Restream is Tony D. He was on yesterday with Fantasy Belt Kings yesterday. And we had a surprise guest. We had Michael Bathurst there. So check out Tony D's. He's got the, I have posted up on my broadcast. I guess it's, Michael Bathurst was there. We had fun with Michael. It was great seeing him. He's making a comeback. And he even commented. He said, Rich, what's with your picture here? And I go, what do you mean? What's wrong with it now? And he says, no, you can reach into it and grab you because it's so crystal clear. And I says, well, it's not my internet, because I know what my internet capability is. I live in a rural area. It's the equipment I'm using. I've updated to a newer computer that has a shitload more of RAM, 32 gigabyte, a terabyte SDI, and a terabyte of regular hard drive, and it's maxed out. It's an Acer Nitro. It costs some money, but it was worth the money because that stepped my game up here broadcasting with the picture. Now I don't have control of my internet. Like right now, it's the broadcast. It started out a little wonky, but it's excellent at 34 kbs at 30 frames per second. Over here, it's the same, but the little box is going red and green, red and green. It says I dropped a few frames. I can handle dropping a few frames. That's no big deal. And Tim Fan 40, yo, good to see you, sir. Glad to have you here. So that's why I couldn't talk in chat on X. No, it's not because of paid. No, I think there's something. I was able to chat. There's something wrong on your app there, Tim. I do 1080p at 60 frames. Yeah, I've tried that. I might try it again, but I don't know. You have to be subscribed. Maybe you have to follow me. You're following me, aren't you? You guys gotta give me. I'm gonna have to look that up. That's the first I'm hearing about it. Unless maybe they're changing things. I don't know. That's the first I'm hearing. You have to be subscribed. Maybe you have to follow me or something. I don't know. I was able to chat. I'm not subscribed. I'm not paying any money. Well, then again, it's my broadcast too. So, but yesterday at Tony D, our good friend Michael Bathurst made a. I haven't been on a broadcast since. Give me your saying. Oh, you are. I know you're following me, so I don't. It must be. You might have to maybe update the app, maybe, Tim. Okay. Uninstall it and reinstall your X app and stuff. Yeah, there we go. Hap sucks. That's what I was looking. Thank you, Tim. Tim saying Hap sucks. And if Chris Tech sticks around for the broadcast here, maybe we'll do a dinner report. I don't do a dinner report unless Chris Tech is here. We haven't had a dinner report for well over a month, it seems. Did you try chat on live? Yes, I did. I said a good morning yesterday. I did a good morning to before you came in, I did a good morning comment to Jeeves, who I didn't realize it was Jeeves that on the Twitter, on the X side there, he favored the broadcast. I said, "Who is this guy?" I didn't recognize your icon, Jeeves. But yeah, I chatted on it, so it might be your app there, Tim, and stuff. And you might have to update. Yeah, the JS. I say, what the hell? Who is JSJVW? I'm not used to seeing that on the Twitch or on the X/Twitter. So I had to laugh at that when I finally figured, oh, it's Jeeves. Jeeves is here. Okay. You guys are coming out of the woodwork yesterday. Hang on for a minute. Good morning. Good morning. Do you need help? No. Okay. I initially fed them about 45 minutes ago. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's got to give him a shot. Okay. All right. We're a little update, I guess. The chat was off for me. Maybe I got something toggled. Maybe I have to look at that. The chat was off for me on Twitter Live. Was it, Jeeves? Okay, I don't use it that much. So yesterday I did a Sunday music broadcast. I presented some rock and roll yesterday morning before Tony D's fantasy Belt King fantasy football. And so maybe there's a toggle switch. Maybe I got a toggle that you can't comment. Maybe it's on me. Maybe I'm going to say that's probably on me. I'm going to go back. I'll check it out, okay? I'll check the settings and see if there's a setting in there and stuff like that. That could be me, guys, okay? So if that is, I know, Tim, you were doing the direct message, which is good and stuff. If you follow me on X, go ahead and direct message me. I know Chris used to do that back in the day when I was still figuring all this crap out. Yeah, for those that just an update, Calvin is doing fine. Jeeves, Chris, you may not know, Calvin went to the vet last week. He is diabetic, and he is getting insulin, 2 units. He has for like almost 2 months now, month and a half, 2 months. But last week we had to take him in on an emergency, and the vet we went to, because our regular vet doesn't take emergency calls. But the vet we did take, which is actually right next to where I worked at there in Owego. And he had a blockage of the urine tract. So he had the crystals forming, which cats do. I guess male cats are more prone to do that, where the female cats, they can pass them through. It hurts, but they can pass it through. The males can't. So he had to have a little bit of an operation to clear that up. And he's starting to get back on being a regular cat. You should see his tail. Part of his tail is shaved down because they had to give him an IV and stuff like that, or take some blood, I guess, from the tail. So he's doing good. And so there was a little. The last was it last Wednesday, Thursday, going into Friday. It was different. It was and I said a little bit about it, but he's doing good. We're watching him. He's like hovering right in the kitchen. He doesn't want to go anywhere else other than the kitchen. I guess he feels safe there. And so he's peeing, which is good. He's on a special diet now. We got to watch what he eats. He can't. We're putting all the other cats on a urinary tract type food there that benefits them and stuff. The music broadcast, yeah, yesterday I did the music broadcast. I had fun doing that on Restream. Restream, I tell you, Restream, and I'll only do that on X/Twitter because I don't want to do it. I don't think they're going to knock me for a copyright and stuff like that. So I enjoy doing it on there. I don't want to do it on here on Twitch, or definitely not YouTube. I don't want to get any type of strike. If I get a strike on X at this point, what difference does it make? It's every week there's something changing now. So but I think that thing where you guys couldn't comment yesterday, that might be on me. I might have something where you can't comment and stuff like that. I know there's a setting in there and stuff, but I haven't used it in a long time. I do like using Twitter Live. I think Twitter Live has vastly improved the times I've used it here, the last couple, yesterday's broadcast, music broadcast, and the broadcast, and that's primarily using Restream. Restream's a fantastic program. I mean, I'm just surprised more people are not using it, bringing up people like we did back in the old Haps days. Because yesterday, having Michael up on Tony D's broadcast. It felt like the old Haps days yesterday. Tim Fan, I go to court for the two crazy women choking me. Good luck. We'll be thinking about you there, Tim. Okay, just keep a level head. Remember, you're in court. Don't yell in court because the judge will throw you right out. There's not one judge. If you start yelling in court, they're gonna freaking cuff you and throw you out. So just keep a level head. Is that right?
Not in our court.
What if somebody goes off or
Not
something?
with our judges. Depends
Well,
on
I know I saw something on. Incidentally,
most judges, yeah.
what's that?
Most judges.
Most judges, yeah.
Were,
I watched a TikTok yesterday.
court
Yeah,
clerk might come pull you by the ear and take you
Yeah.
to court.
I watched a TikTok that this guy was going up. He's being sentenced for 3 life. Yeah, I'm watching TikToks again, folks. And what's driving that is what's happening over there on X. As far as, again, if it goes to a paid server, I've heard that. You got to be aware of it. We'll see what if it happens. I don't think it's going to happen because my friend said otherwise, and I'm gonna take his word for it because he's a good guy. And Tim Fan, you will be fine. Just don't jump. Yeah, don't jump the seat, because I watched a TikTok yesterday. This guy was being sentenced for 3 life sentences, and he had a chance to speak, and he started raising his voice, and the judge just dropped him right there, saying, "Hey, don't raise your voice in my court because you don't have to be here to be sentenced. If you raise your voice again, I'm going to have you freaking hauled out of this courtroom and you're going back to jail." And the guy just, boom, real quick, because he wanted to say he's going away for 3 life terms. He's not coming out. So he said, "Okay, Judge, I'm sorry." And yeah, you got to keep control, Tim. That's all I get. We don't. I guess if we don't see Tim for a while on the morning broadcast here, I'm gonna have to watch. I'm gonna have to look at some of the Michigan papers there, I guess, over the next couple of days, and hopefully don't see a headline: contractor blows off on judge because of 2 crazy women. just have a level head there, Tim. Okay, you know, I know it's frustrating and stuff like that, but the judge, that's a court. You have to respect that, okay? Tim Fan, if you hear a big boom, you know. Yeah, I'll know. Okay, thank you, Tim. Yeah, good. That's great. I don't want, I want to see you here. Okay, when do you, tomorrow. So Wednesday, I better see your ass here. If I don't, I know something else has changed. If I don't see you Wednesday, if at least Friday, there's something. Okay, you'll be cool. That's cool. Speaking of cool, it was a cool weekend, weather-wise. I hope everybody did have a good weekend. Autumn is here. Autumn started Saturday, the autumn equinox. So we're in fall. We're in the fall season. We're in the last week of September here. So this month has gone quick. But currently it is 54 degrees. 54 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 12 degrees Celsius centigrade, and we have steady light rain this morning. Showers continue. We've been having some rain. We had some rain yesterday. That hurricane that became a tropical storm, I forget what it is. It's moving up the coast. It's over in Connecticut, New England now. We had some rain. We have a little rain this morning, and we're going to have a high of 62 degrees Fahrenheit, winds out of northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour, chance of rain 60%, and the sun will be rising this morning at 0656, which is in 51 minutes, and let's see, I will be here. I've been sick all weekend, upper respiratory. Okay, take some vitamin C. Drink lots of water. Take an extra vitamin C, Tim. That'll help weather the storm. You got to let it RSSP poly because what's going around. Yeah. That could be. There's it's that time of year, flu season and stuff. Rev, not RSSP. Okay, RSV. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's a new thing going around, but it's like getting the flu again. Damn phone. No problem. That's okay, Tim. Sun will be setting at 7 p.m. tonight, so the days are getting shorter, and it's fall, so we're going into the winter. I was telling the missus I'm looking forward to going into winter, being retired, because I don't have to worry about driving into work anymore and battling the snow. So we are in a new season as far as that goes, and let's see. We do have a quote for the day. It is from Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin is a scientist, a naturalist and a geologist, I should say. And he was an English naturalist and geologist and biologist, I guess a biologist, that would be a scientist, right? Widely known for his contribution to evolutionary biologies. And his quote and our thought for the day is, a man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. Don't waste your time. Time is precious. I know this more so now, this part of my life. Time is precious, so you have to use it wisely. You can't waste it. I don't know if maybe doing this broadcast, I don't think it's a waste of time, because I enjoy the hell out of it. You got to do the time. You can't waste time. You got to have fun. You have to enjoy yourself. My quote is, a man and a woman. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, I could agree with that. We're not going to go into further detail on it. It is what it is, okay? As far as that goes. And we just move forward, wish everybody the best and stuff like that, but everybody should not waste their time. A man or a person who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. I don't think I've really wasted any of my time, even though I could probably been more productive, making more money if I wasn't retired, but I don't need to. I wouldn't have a pot to piss in if it wasn't for the missus. I've been very, very fortunate, and I can't stress that enough. That we're not rich, we're not poor, but I'm at a point where I don't have to work anymore if I don't choose to. I could go back to work. There's no problem. I tell you, I don't have no desire. No, well, if financial situations turn and stuff like, and we've had a couple things in the last 5.5 months that just like, I'm thinking to myself, do I need to? The missus said, no, don't even think that. We're good. We're good. We're gonna be, and I'm very blessed. I feel that way. Time is precious. Yes, Tim, time is precious. So a very good quote from Charles Darwin: a man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. And you have to, we're always searching for that value of what is life. Life is what we make it, who we make it with, our family, friends, and co-workers, as far as that goes, our community, and we have fun in doing that and stuff like that, and stay positive about it. And Tim says that's so true. Yeah. But there's sometimes you gotta blow your head. You gotta blow out and stuff like that. Just say, call it for what it is and stuff like that. That's just like what Thammer was saying about how's retirement. That just like, I guess I haven't been asked in a while, Thammer, where that sparked a little bit of a chord for me. Because I did hear through the grapevine that there's some people that's saying I'm a little crazy or something like that or whatever. Which is like, I'll walk away from that that's just bullshit and stuff like that. And I call it for what it is, and I'm not going to waste my time going down that rabbit hole of crap. He said, she said, and stuff like that. He's just like, this is okay. You can keep it over there. I'm not gonna. I wish everybody the best over there, but I'm not gonna, get sucked into it because I'm doing good here. Matter of fact, Michael Bathurst says, "Where are you broadcasting?" I said, "I've been here." We all have. There's always crazy. The world wouldn't be the way it is if we didn't have the crazy people too, Jeeves, and stuff. Let them talk. But Michael said, "Where you been?" I'm here. I've been here ever since the demise of Haps. I haven't gone anywhere. You know what I'm talking about, Jeeves, Tim. I'm here. it's some other people that, you know, they float in. Oh, how long you been doing this? It's like, I'm here 3 times a week, and I do audio and stuff like that. You know, it's surprising that some of these people, I'm thinking, aren't you? You got some type of intelligence in you, do you? Everybody does. You know, until you show that you're dumb. You know, I'm a prime example of that with the missus. I guess in some cases. So you know, it's just you don't want to waste the time. What it comes down to. So, and I don't think I'm wasting time here because I really enjoy doing this. I really had a fun time on yesterday's broadcast with Tony. So I want to say thank you to Tony. Tony's probably sleeping in, or he's in a meeting right now because he's been going in early as far as that goes. Let's see. We got to get to the world times and temperatures. World times and temperatures started in Honolulu, Hawaii at 12:12 a.m. It's clear skies, 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Phoenix, Arizona, clear skies at 3:12 a.m., 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Albuquerque, New Mexico at 4:12 a.m., clear skies, 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Is Chris Tech still there, or did he run off again? He popped in and he ran away. You're gonna give me the temperature out there in Deming, New Mexico? That's where Chris is located at, Deming, New Mexico, as far as that goes. I don't know. Did he leave? Chris, are you still here? I don't know. Is he still here? Or did he leave? Okay, I guess he's not here. So if he doesn't answer, that means he's not here. He's let's see. Out in Vancouver, Canada is 56 degrees Fahrenheit, 13 degrees Celsius. Thank you, Jeeves. Got the temperature up there in Canada, Vancouver, out on the west coast. Let's see, in Chicago, Illinois, Windy City, 5:13 a.m., cloudy skies, 66 degrees Fahrenheit. In New York City, of course, it's raining, and let's see, what am I doing here? Oh, I don't want that. It's raining in New York City at 6:13 a.m. and that's the current time now. 61 degrees Fahrenheit. Is it raining here? Let me check. Let me check the Doppler. Do we got any green clouds overhead? As it focuses in, I don't see any. Let's see, going across the pond, Cork, Ireland at 11:14 a.m. Cork, Ireland, it is cloudy skies, 59 degrees Fahrenheit. In Milan, Italy, it's sunny at 12:14 p.m. Now the rain is exiting. The rain is going to the, yeah, it's heading over into Vermont, New Hampshire now. It's over down New York City, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. So it's heading up the coast. Milan, Italy at 12:14. Sunny skies, 72 degrees Fahrenheit. In Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, where Thamer is from, it is sunny skies, 106 in Riyadh, as far as that goes. So, and let's see, in New Delhi, India, at 3:45 p.m. Partly cloudy, partly sunny, 91 degrees Fahrenheit. Mumbai, India, 3:45 p.m. Sunny and cloudy, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Kuala Lumpur, where it's sunny, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Hey, James, coming in from the UK. Good morning. How you doing, sir? James Price Show. Flying the airplanes. Haven't seen you in a while either. Man, we're getting everybody coming in here. That's cool. Glad to have you, sir. I hope everything is good with you over there in the UK. I haven't seen you broadcasting that much, as far as that goes, over the last month or so. Let's see, in Kuala Lumpur at 6:15 p.m. it's sunny skies, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. In Tokyo, Japan at 7:16 p.m. in the evening, cloudy skies, 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Down in the continent of Australia, Melbourne, Australia at 8:16 p.m. Cloudy skies, 59 degrees Fahrenheit. And over in Sydney, it's partly cloudy, partly clear, 8:16 p.m. also. and 64 degrees Fahrenheit in Sydney, Australia. And those are our current times and temperatures around the world. Good morning to you, sir. Good morning. And let's see, what are we going to have for weather for the course of the day here? What's the course of the day? Let's see. We had rain, overcast all day. Not a lot of rain. It did rain and stuff, but it sort of, in some cases, it let up, and then just remnants of the hurricane there. It looks like we're in a rainy situation right now, but the hourly, what's the hourly for the rest of the day here? Let's see, James. I fell over in the kitchen and broke my shoulder. Ooh, shoulder. So it's been difficult to type much, but easier now. More hospital trips. Well, that's good that you're good. That's ouch. That's not a good. No bone is a good bone to break, but yeah, that's what I say. Oh my, that's. You gotta watch those chairs. Was it? I'm just thinking when you say you tripped over a chair, because I've tripped over chairs here when the lights aren't on, as far as that goes. Let's see. We got light rain, few showers this morning, going into the afternoon. So it's gonna be off and on with the remnants of the hurricane going off to the northeast. So we're all good there. Let's see. We do have a national day today. Well, every day there's a national day, but today is Monday, September 25th. It is the 268th day. It is the 39th week of the year. We are 73% through the year. So let's see. We have let's see, math storytelling day. I like math. Math can tell a story. Math is a language in a manner of speaking. You can't do things without math. Believe me, you can't build things without math. You don't know that when you're younger. It's when you get older and you realize, oh, I got to do the math before I do that and stuff. And the difference between us, we see this stuff in science fiction and we see the reality of what we can do and make. The reason we can't do the Star Trek stuff is because it comes down to the physics of it. We do not have the math. We have somewhat of the math, but we don't have the materials. But hopefully, maybe we get those materials, because I heard yesterday the NASA recovered a return container that has some remnants of an asteroid that landed yesterday. Christmas is coming this year. Christmas is coming this year. Yeah, this year is flying by there, James. This container could open some things as far as us understanding. There's some companies associated with that container that I used to work with, which I'm pretty proud of. And but NASA is the primary. They recovered it out there in Utah, I guess. And I was listening to I was listening to radio just before setting this up, and they had a little blip on it. And as they said, that just a small amount of sample is going to be just open a lot of doors. We have to have the materials to be able to build those things. Well, look at the new Apple 15, titanium. Titanium, there's not that much of that shit around. I think they got a little titanium sprinkled in each one. That's why they get away. Okay, national days here. We have National Open the Magic Day. Okay, if you want to do magic. National Tune-Up Day. Okay, tune up those heating systems. I think we do that. We've already done that with our house heater and water heater. International Research Administrator Day. Nah, I don't like that one. National One-Hit Wonders. There's a lot of them out there. I like this. National Lobster Day. I like lobster, but I don't feel it for today. National Daughters Day. Yeah, it'll be. Usually they have I had a coworker. He used to go every year to his daughter. It was a daughter-dad dance and stuff like that. But that was on a Friday. Let's see. I like this one. National Quesadilla Day. That's a good one. But there's one that's better. I love quesadillas, but this one is better. And this is National Comic Book Day. What was your first comic book? My two favorite comic books was Iron Man and Superman when I was growing up. Jeeves, Mr. Twix. Today is the first day that I start my space. Oh, you do? We're holding off for October for the heat there, Jeeves. The missus already said that. We've been lucky. Today is National, I'm going to say, for me, today is National Comic Book Day. On September 25th, National Comic Book Day honors the art, and story of comic books. Fans, collectors, readers, and artists come together to celebrate the day with events across the country. Hashtag National Comic Book Day. First popularized in the United States, the comic book was also called comic magazine. Generally, comic book produces drawn sequential and opposite panels presenting individual scenes. Each scene often includes descriptive prose and written narratives when placed together. The panels form a complete story or a potential of a series. My favorite comic was the Peanuts in the newspapers. I like Dennis the Menace too. So, but my first comic book I can remember was Iron Man. Iron Man's my favorite action figure, I guess, Marvel character. And then Spider-Man is okay, but the Spider-Man series is sort of like, I don't know, the old Spider-Man, the cartoon. That's what I'm used to. The newer Spider-Man movies, they're pretty cool. It's okay, it's stuff like that, but let's see. Hulk is good. Yeah, Hulk is another good one. Yes, that is, Jeeves. I like Hulk. I really like the Hulk in the Marvel series there. He's I think they did that well. Though it's different, it's a little bit different storylines when you look at the original Hulk comic and stuff like that. The Marvel characters of today, they're nowhere. They're more advanced, I would say, than the basic comic books back in the 60s and 70s. Yeah, I don't really care for that one either. Too, Jeeves. That's like, where did that come from? And James, I was a Garfield. That's good. And Doonesbury was another good one I used to. I was a Garfield comic fan back in the day. Yes, and you can't find comics, and I used to love Sunday mornings getting the comics. I would be sitting down there with either eating breakfast or after breakfast, sitting down just spending a good 30-40 minutes looking at the comics. It was fun. And Doonesbury, yeah, Doonesbury was a pretty when that Doonesbury came out, I was like, whoa. I like to see the comics on Doonesbury when they were sitting next to the pond. You never, what was in that pond? There was everything, and then some that came out of that pond in Bloomberg, or was it Bloomberg or Bloomland or something like that. So today is Comic Book Day, celebrating the comics as far as that goes. Let's see. Speaking of space, tomorrow I'm looking at what I'll be doing tomorrow on the Fireman Rich audio podcast. It's something to do with a planet that's out there that the James Webb Space Telescope has found. It's an ocean world with an atmosphere and the best place to look for life. Where there's water, there's going to be life, I think. I mean, I just look at this planet. You know, there was some discovery, and I haven't followed up on the Indian moon probe because it's been over 2 weeks. And I got to do that today. I got to follow up on that. But they were supposed to be looking for water. If we can bring back some water from either the moon or an asteroid or something like that, to see what the breakdown is. I really think that these worlds that have water, because you got to have a certain temperature to have that liquid water and stuff like that. You can't have the liquid nitrogen and all that other liquid stuff. That's you can't live there. You got to have the liquid water, H2O, as far as that goes. So I'll be doing presenting a good story on the audio podcast tomorrow on Spotify for podcasters. Let's see, world in history for today. How are we doing on time? Oh, okay, we're at 47 minutes. We're doing good. On this day, 133 years ago, Congress established the Sequoia National Park in California, Sierra Nevada mountains. Since that day, the protected area in which the park can be found has now grown much larger to include nearby Kings Canyon National Park, Giant Sequoia National Monument, and Sequoia National Forest, protecting a total of 404,064 acres. That's 631 square miles, and at least 8,000 colossal sequoia. That's what I want. I want to see one of these sequoia trees. They're freaking huge. I mean, the base of them are larger than this house that I live in, or just about. I mean, the pictures of them. I imagine seeing one up and close and personal has got to be something. So, let's see. The the Democratic Republic of Algeria was formally proclaimed back in 1962. 41 years ago, Sandra, is this today's or is this? Yeah, it is the 25th. I thought we talked about Sandra D. O'Connor she was sworn in. Okay, the other day she was picked. Today, on this day, she was sworn in as the first female justice of the Supreme Court back in 1981, which would be Jimmy Carter's administration, who I always thought was one of the worst presidents in my lifetime. The current one is the one that's taken the cake. Hey, there's Ted Hicks. Good morning, everyone. Fireman Rich, the missus, prepare for an early morning meeting so I can catch the replay. Yep, and thank you for catching the replays, Ted. I greatly appreciate it. I was just talking about our gathering. Ted Hicks was on the broadcast. Ted Hicks is a fellow broadcaster. He does late night parroting. There's his X/Twitter handle. And Jeeves, Mr. Twix, is saying good morning to Ted in the chat. And for those people watching on the replay, we do have an active chat on this broadcast. And Ted Hicks, he does late night parroting. He was one of the people in the panel. And then he scurried off, and he was on location at a youth football game, which it was a little wet and soggy there. You could tell. I was just talking about our good visit there with Michael Bathurst yesterday, talking about football and stuff. And Ted, I got to say that yesterday's broadcast with all us there, and that was my cover picture that I put on the broadcast. It felt like the old Haps days, in a good sense, not the bullshit and stuff. A good Haps session, okay? Because that everybody that was on that panel, we all met each other and that's the biggest takeaway. Positive thing. All the other stuff, like Tim Fan 40 said, Haps sucks. Yeah, Haps did suck because it was a pretty good platform. Let's see. Happy birthday to actor Michael Douglas, who's 78, and his wife of many years, actress Kathleen Zeta-Jones, 53. Oh, they share birthdays together. Oh, wow. That's something. That's husband and wife sharing the same birthday. Wow. And a happy birthday to Mark Hamill, who played Luke Skywalker in Star Wars. He's getting a little old. What did I see him? We saw a Netflix movie that he was in, and he was playing pretty good as far as that. He's playing some. He's a prolific voice actor. He was portraying the character of many animated TV films and video games. Mark has been getting ready to play Skeletor in Netflix's new Master of the Universe. Oh, I didn't hear about this. Revelations. And he recently reprised his iconic Skywalker role, Season 2 of Mandalorian on Disney Plus. Which, incidentally, Disney Plus, I'm going to be getting it on here on my cable channel. I have Spectrum, so they came up upon it. I'm still waiting for it. I do have the app. I didn't delete the app because they came to terms there. Spectrum and Disney were duking it out, where I lost like close to a dozen and a half channels back here. The primary one being ESPN. I like ESPN on the weekends and stuff like that. Our broadcast is doing good. It's excellent. Good. So happy birthday to Mark Hamill. And let's see. What else do we have on history? The new season will be good. Yes, we'll look. I'm looking forward to that. Like I said, I was all ready to say because Disney took those channels away. I was right there getting ready to push the button to say scrap this shit. But Disney came back. We'll see what happens. I'm still not a Disney fan. Still not a Disney fan, but we'll see what happens. I think that's interesting to see. I'm going to have it on the. I'm not sure how they're going to work it to where they're going to have scheduled shows on the Disney Channel when it's on the cable, or the cable's going to have a button that you can press. Let's see. Back in let's see. 1789, the first U.S. Congress adopted 12 amendments to the Constitution and sent them to the states for ratification. 10 of the amendments became the Bill of Rights back in 1789 on this day. In 1919, President Woodrow Wilson collapsed after a speech in Pueblo, Colorado during a national speaking tour and in support of the Treaty of Bastille, which is the treaty that ended World War I. And there was talk when he went down that he wasn't. He was secluded, and I think his wife was running the company. History. There's some shady things that were done back in government back in the day, and we still got shady things going on. Look what's happening in the White House as far as that goes, and Congress for that fact. Jeez, you heard the latest about this one senator? I guess the bribery charges. I mean, they're pretty hardcore. Because there's this guy's a Democrat. There's Democrats who say, hey, this guy needs to go. So it's serious. That's our government. In 1964, the sitcom Gomer Pyle, USMC. God, I love that show. Starring Jim Nabors, premiered on CBS back in 1964. I used to watch that a lot. In 1992, NASA's Mars Observer blasted off, launching on a $980 million mission to the Red Planet. The probe disappeared just before entering Martian orbit in August of 1920. And see, that's where, on that particular mission, if I recall, they got the math wrong. They were supposed to be doing it in feet, and I guess it was it was metric or something like that. I think that was the mission that they screwed up the math and it crashed. And that's about it as far as that goes. Supreme Court. We're talking about O'Connor there on the Supreme Court. On this day back in 2020, the late Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg laid in state in the U.S. Capitol, making history as the first woman so honored in the United States. A great lady. She was a Supreme Court justice. I think, I may not agree with them, but I think she's still a great lady. Okay, she as far as that goes. Baseball. Let's go to baseball. Let's see. Starting on Friday night, let's see, the Yankees and Mets. Let's see. We had some good football this yesterday. Did we have some football? Let's see. Friday we had seeing Jeeves here. Jeeves, your Blue Jays beat the Rays. We had the Diamondbacks. Oh, the Yankees won one Friday, and the Mets. Did they play? I don't think they played on Monday. Oh, yes, they did. They lost to the Phillies. Okay. Sorry, Ted. Going into Saturday, the Mets lost again to the Phillies. That's 2 times. The Blue Jays lost to the Rays, so they're 1-1. And the Yankees, where are the Yankees? Did the Yankees play yesterday? Or did they play Saturday? I guess they didn't play Saturday. Maybe because they played Thursday. Yesterday on Sunday, the Blue Jays, they won against the Rays there, Jeeves. They won the series. And let's see. Mets lost again. They lost the series, Ted. Sorry. Freaking Mets. God. Did the Yankees play yesterday? Maybe the Yankees were rained out. I don't see him on the scoreboard here for yesterday. Let's see. Yankees are playing today at 1, so that must be a makeup game. And then, Yankees are playing today at 1. There's 4 games today. That's it. And then Tuesday, the Yankees are going to be up there in Toronto. Geez, Yankees and Blue Jays playing starting Tuesday. And who do the Mets play? Do the Mets? They didn't play Monday. I don't see the Mets. Are they off Monday and Tuesday? Oh my God. Where are the Mets? I don't see them. They're not playing Monday or Tuesday. Oh, there they are. They're playing the Mariners on Tuesday. They're Marlins. I'm sorry. Canadian football, the action this weekend, let's see, starting, and for Canadian football, they're actually in their, they're just finishing up their 16th week. So on Friday, you had the Red Blacks beat the Rough Riders, and then Friday evening, also you had the Elks losing to the Lions. Saturday, you had the Alouettes, that's the Montreal team, winning against the Stampeders, and then the Argonauts, they just keep on winning. That's the Toronto team. That's the team I'm pulling for to win the Grey Cup. Beat the Tiger Cats. Yesterday in the NFL, oh my God, I lost my ass. And let's see, Ted, the preliminary is, I think you probably beat me. Because we were tied after the first 10 games, but I lost my ass on the evening games as far as that goes. And but the big news on yesterday's game was that the Miami Broncos game. The Broncos, they're in shambles. I thought the Giants were the worst team going into this season with that Week 1 loss to San Francisco, 0-40. I'm saying, but yesterday it was topped. It's the second largest scoring by a team on an opposing team. It was the Miami Dolphins winning against the Broncos 70-20. It's like, what the frick happened there? I think one of the players is cited as saying they could have got 100 points. Broncos, I mean, there's something bad going on with the Broncos. We talked about it yesterday. Seahawks won again. Yeah, they won. That was a good win. They were home. They were tough. That's the only evening game I think I won on my picks there. Geez, Seattle Seahawks won against the Panthers. But the Broncos, I mean, it was I started watching the coach for the Broncos, used to be the coach for the New Orleans Saints. I had to turn the channel. It was so depressing. I mean, he's probably saying, "What the hell did I get my ass into?" Was it all Russell Wilson's fault? Maybe not. It takes a team. You were, after 10 games, you were 5-5, Tim. So I haven't factored in. I'll have the final results on Wednesday, so I'll present it, and then I'll do my picks for week 4. We'll do our picks for week 4. Yeah, you're after the first 10 games, you beat me. So I think I don't have it up right now. I just wrote down like for the afternoon games, the first 10 games. Tony killed. He had 9-1. I had 4-6. Ted had 4-6. Tim, you had 5-5. CBS had 6-4. Michael Bathurst, I got his picks. He was 5-5 too. Those were just the first 10 games. I haven't factored in the last 6 games. I'll be doing that today. But the results here, okay, we know last Thursday the Giants lost again to the 49ers. The Lions beat the Falcons. That's one of my picks. The Chargers, they came back strong against the Vikings. Saints, they could have won it, but the Packers prevailed there in Lambeau Field. Texans, that's a big upset. They beat the Jaguars. I don't think anybody picked the Texans on the picks there. Of course, the Broncos losing to the Dolphins 70-20. Titans, they lost to the Browns. Browns look tough. They look tough. I think everyone's picking on the Titans. Buffalo Bills, very strong against the Commanders. Commanders, they just there was a pick six here that I was just it's like wow. Colts, they pulled it through on the Ravens. Ravens looked like they were going to win that. Jets lost to the Patriots, but they was 15-10. It was close. Patriots, they looked okay. Not of the Patriots old. And of course, like G said, the Seahawks won against the Panthers 37-27. Chiefs, they look strong. I guess it's out in public there. Who's that singer? What's her name? Kelsey there. He's dating. I guess it's official. She was up in the booth there. Taylor Swift and Kelsey, they're the real deal. She was cheering him. So there's no rumors now. That's and she looked like she was having a good time at the football game. So Chiefs, they romped. I think she was cheering when Kelsey got he's a tight end for the Chiefs there. He got a touchdown. They won against the Bears. Sorry about the Bears there. Tim Fan 40, he's a diehard Bears fan. The Bears. And but they got 10 points. Cowboys lost to the Cardinals. That was another upset. Cardinals, they were there to play. I was almost going to switch my pick yesterday. And that would have been a good change. But the Cowboys, they looked all right, but Cardinals, they were just romping on them. They went head to head. Steelers beat the Raiders in Las Vegas. Steelers, say 23-18. As far as that goes, yeah. Bears going all the way. Yeah, okay. We're still going with that. Bears going all the way. Tonight, there's 2 Monday night games. You got the Eagles and Buccaneers. I picked the Eagles, and then you got the Rams and Cincinnati. I think everybody picked the Rams. I picked Cincinnati. We'll see. If you never know. You know, when you got a football team like the Miami Dolphins is my kid brother who passed away 2 years ago. I think he had something to do with that. He was sending me a message. He says the Miami Dolphins are going all the way this year, Rich. That's my kid brother speaking to me from upstairs there. He was a diehard. He would be just loving it. 70 to unfreaking real. So I'm rooting for the Bengals. Let's see what happens with them. They're banged up. The Rams, I got a newfound respect after last week. They're showing that they're capable of playing. So, but the Miami win last night. Oh my God! It just what's this article I was looking at? The Denver Broncos 2023 season was supposed to be a different, led by coach Sean Payton, paired with quarterback Russell Wilson. Fans were assured that the team would be a playoff contender. I don't think that's possible now. Not with a score like it, with a reinvigorated culture built on winning. Well, they didn't win yesterday. Instead, the winless Broncos have plunged to the depths of an 0-3 start in the 2023 season. The Broncos' Week 3 loss was the absolutely worst to date, as the Miami Dolphins defeated 70-20. Not only did the Broncos arrive in Florida as a winless team, but they departed having lost 12 consecutive road games and now the laughingstock of the NFL. They are. Thank God. Now I don't have to hide my head as a Giant fan. In the first road game of the season, Denver was outclassed in every sense of the word by former Bronco ball boy turned Dolphin head coach Michael McDonald. Oh, is it okay? So he used to coach over on the Broncos, and I think there was a couple players there also. The Dolphins' historic victory also served up some revenge for defensive coordinator and the rusher of 2 ex-Broncos twisting the knife. Previously, the matchup, the most points Denver have ever relinquished in a game was 59, which they did that twice. But the Dolphins totaled 70 points in this humiliation loss has become the first team in NFL history to record 5 rushing and 5 passing touchdowns in a single game. My God. I want to see the fantasy points on that game. they went through the roof. If you had the Miami players, oh my God, we got to look. I gotta have to bring that up next Sunday when we're on the fantasy Belt Kings fantasy football there with Tony D. What was a breakdown of the points on the players from Miami? Oh my God, that's unfreaking real. So there we have it. As far as that goes. Oh wow. Football's fun. Week 3, it's just getting better as far as that goes. Yeah, exactly, Jeeves. Wonder what's going to happen. It is kicking off. So I had fun watching it. Sundays are a quick day for me now. I wake up. If I broadcast yesterday. Got the Belt Kings fantasy football broadcast there with Tony. Then we go right into the football games. I'm watching football games until late into the evening. The day's done. I mean... that's pretty cool. So we're starting a new week. We're working towards the weekend, and let's see. I don't know. Chris Tech, I didn't see him in the comments, so I don't think he's here. So we're not going to be doing the dinner report. I did not see Chris in the comments here. So I'm taking the heat. You know, we talked about football. We talked about baseball. As far as that goes, so I guess he's not here. He popped in and out. And as far as that goes, which is good. That's okay. No, not taking no offense and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna. Chris isn't here for the whole show. I'm not gonna do the dinner report. We missed the dinner report, but hey, that's okay. We move on. I appreciate him being here, and he's doing okay. And I think I saw that, Jeeves. Where's Lady Cat? Where's Erica? Is Erica doing okay? Yeah, Chris. That's Chris. It's all right. He's okay. He's a good guy. We like Chris being here. He popped in. That's good. I'm glad to see. You know, the pop in is okay with me. But I'm wondering, like Jesus, about Lady Cat. I haven't seen her in the longest time, and you're not sure, Jeeves. Yeah. So we're gonna have to twist Chris's arm, like what's going on there and stuff like that. Are you guys doing the? I know you've been busy because I haven't seen you pop up with the DJing. Are you guys still doing the late night? Not Lady Lake, Tim. This is Erica. Erica is. Where's Erica's card? I have Erica's card here. Erica is, what's Erica's, okay, you remember Erica. She's out there in, Oregon, as far as, and you haven't been on, see, so it's noticed, Jeeves, just to let you know, okay? I know I've seen on the replays, you pop in on you're on Helen's broadcast. Helen, that's Lady Leg, yeah, Tim, that's Lady. She's over in Scotland. Yeah, Erica's in Washington State. I always get her mixed up with Ed Waters, who's up there in Oregon, who does Dead America podcast. As far Tony, there he is. Salute to you. You're doing a Ted Hicks thing. He's not here anymore. I think he's on the train. But you Tony D popping in. I was talking about the broadcast that you had yesterday. Great broadcast yesterday, Tony. Tony D, my brother veteran, good friend there online here, and fellow broadcaster. He does Belt King fantasy football, and currently out down there in Warner Robins, Georgia, is 59 degrees Fahrenheit. Going to be as high as 90 today, partly cloudy. So, Jeeves saying good morning to you. And it was fun. That was a blast yesterday. I was just saying how Michael Bathurst showed up, and we talked about things. Hey Tony, now that you're here, I'll ask you the question here, because one of the questions I want to bring up on next Sunday's Belt Kings fantasy football. What was the fantasy football points breakdown for the Miami Broncos game? if you had those Miami Dolphins in your fantasy football team, you had freaking points off the chart as far as that goes. So that's something right there, and such. So I couldn't believe the score. I'm watching the. I was watching the Bills yesterday, and I was going back and forth to the Bills and Green Bay game, and then I had NFL Live here. I couldn't tell you, but good Lord, good Lord on 70 points. My kid brother Tony, just to let you know, who passed away 2 years ago, he's a diehard. I think he had something to do. I got this gut feeling he had something to do with it. He says, I'm going to show them what football's about. He made the Miami Dolphins 5 rushing touchdowns, 5 passing touchdowns there on the article I was reading. I'm just like, wow. Feels good again to be a Giant fan because I'm not, it's something. It's something. A lot, and we'll see what happens next week. You know, the thing is, with a score like that, maybe we might see Aaron Rodgers come back in about 3 or 4 games. You never know. I would never thought I've seen that many points put up by a team. I mean, when you get to 50, I think the most I've ever seen prior to this is maybe 60. A long time ago. But, Miss is getting the day started here, so. Okay, folks, that's about it. We've been on for an hour and 14 minutes. We've had a good broadcast. Let's see, 2.8% drop frames. That's not bad. That's about average as far as it goes. Highest points scored in NFL game since 1966. Exactly. That's monstrous. I mean, there's some players I saw on it, and not and. Oh, okay, yeah. But there's some players on the Dolphins, I guess, that used to be former Broncos. They said we could have scored 100 points. It was that easy. I mean, I seen some of the replays on the touchdown. They were just going through that like there was nothing there. There's nothing there. So I don't know. Can the Broncos rebound? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at their schedule too. Yeah, and a record. Highest points scored. Yeah, okay. An NFL game. Highest points scored in a game. Oh yeah, in a game. Okay, I got that now. I can't undo my comprehension of grammar is. I got what you're saying, Tony. I'm waking up still here, even though it's been about 2 hours since I've been up. All right, folks. We're going to go ahead and exit stage left here. I want to say, let's cue the outro music. I want to say a big thank you to Thamer coming in from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. He's in Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Thank you, Thamer, for being here. Thank you, Mr. Twix. Jeeves coming in from Vancouver, Canada, in the chat. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Chris Technician, who popped in and was here for a little bit and popped out. We saw him. It's good to see Chris. And I want to say thank you to Tim Fan 40. Our contracting friend out there in Michigan. Thank you, sir. Be good at court tomorrow, Tim. I'm telling you, be good. And who else did we have? We had, of course, Ted Hicks coming in from Long Island, going into the city for work. Thank you, Ted, for being here. And thank you also to our very good friend down there in Warner Robins, Georgia, Tony D, the man himself. Thank you, Tony. You have a great one. I know you're on the day job. Be safe, my friend. You take care also, and you will be set. You'll be nice and cool there, Tim. That's good. Thank you. I mean it. Okay. All right, folks. Those that are watching on the replay on Rumble and YouTube, thank you very much for the replay. People that watched here on Twitch, thank you. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. It means a lot. And I want to say thank you. And it's fun. It's great. It's great. I love having the active chat, and I love being here. We'll be doing the audio podcast tomorrow on Spotify for podcasters. That'll be posted up on my Twitter, X, Truth Social, and Instagram threads, along with some other places I post on social media. So, Rich Roberts, Fireman Rich here on the Twitch, wishing you all well. Have a great day today. Don't have a good day, have a great day. And we'll be seeing you back here Wednesday for the Twitch Morning Coffee with Fireman Rich. You all have a great one wherever you may be. Live life, have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. Take care, folks. Thanks a lot, guys, in the chat. Appreciate it. Good show. I'm charged now. I gotta get another cup of coffee. I'm ready to go. And I'm waiting for it, Tony, if you're still there. Can I get a bazanga? Oh, the missus! We got the bazanga from the missus. Y'all have a great one. There it is. Bazanga from Tony D. Ciao for now.